1-869-452 and 1-866-6775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I deliver it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender. Kathleen Garito is in the house, KG Interior Designs. Did I get it right this time?
You did get it right. Thank you.
Welcome. Glad to have you with us. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operating by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, of course, we are celebrating today. We do every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Although, something I did partake in this one, planned for vacation day. So, yes, I did book a reservation this morning, so got one of those planned. National Spouses Day. I will say absolutely nothing about that one. For anything I say when it can and will be held against me for the rest of my life, so I'll say nothing. But the other two, having beaten anorexia, one of these, you look at it and you say, I don't know about this one. National Green Juice Day. No, thank you. Maybe if it's a greenish color martini, that might do it, but green juice, I don't think so. But I do have one that we can get behind on a regular basis. Now, this one's good because, unfortunately, whenever I see this, I eat way too much of it. Today is National Peanut Brittle Day. So we can go with that one today. National Peanut. Where do you get the best peanut brittle? Put that in our comments for me. I just like to go over to C's. They got the great peanut brittle right there at C's. Of course, then you have to indulge in all the other stuff too. Well, I guess you can indulge. You don't have to. Look at the markets today. Dow Jones up 13. S&P 500 down 4. NASDAQ down almost 11. Oil down 28 cents a barrel. Do you want to know about it, or do you want me not to tell you? What the heck? We might as well look and see what oil's doing to us because we know we're losing jobs because of the new president. Gasoline, though, it's up to $2.40 a gallon. Not in Calizuela. That's the national average. Although you could go to Mississippi and pay $2.10 a gallon. I'm not sure if you want to go to Mississippi. Or right here in the formerly Golden State, $3.38 a gallon. $3.38. Yeah. We're a nickel higher than the oil producing. Where do you think is the number one state of oil production? They're probably, Hawaii? Maybe. $3.33 a gallon in Hawaii, $3.38 in Calizuela. How do you think they get gasoline cheaper in Hawaii than they get it in Calizuela? Don't they have to ship it from Calizuela to Hawaii? Just throw that out there for you. Could it possibly be our lovely government, state government here that loves their favorite word? Some people have a 4-letter word. In Calizuela, ours is a 3-letter word. Tax. Tax. If it's moving, tax it. If it's not moving, tax it. If it might be moving, tax it. Always tax it. That's Calizuela for you. Let's move right along and see what else is going on in the world. Oh, no, another executive order. Now, this one's going to put a dent in the food supply. That's good. So we have no No gasoline. We already saw that one. I did have a report here this morning I was going to share with you. I probably will share it with you. How many jobs are being lost based on just the executive orders? Now, they haven't even got to doing anything. Wait a second. Congress never does anything. So I guess the idea here is, how do we destroy the economy when we don't do anything in Congress? Well, it's called by executive order. So here's the latest blue collar image. Remember Joe Biden telling us that he was going to be the blue collar president. He never said that the idea was that he was going to get more blue collar jobs lost. But we're looking at his executive order on the Keystone XL pipeline. Thousands of jobs lost. Yeah, union jobs. I'm not a big fan of the unions, but they're the ones that were pushing for China Joe. And now look what they've got. So they're losing their jobs just because of this. Here's another one. The fracking ban on federal lands. 72,000 fewer jobs on that one. So we got the XL pipeline losing thousands. The fracking. You remember Joe said he wasn't going to stop fracking, but that was after he said he was going to stop fracking. And I don't think he remembers what he said anymore, so we just have to go with that. But that was 72,000 jobs lost. But they're going to create 10 million clean energy jobs. Does anybody remember the word Solera? Yeah, they were bankrupt. You know what that got us, don't you? $500 million of expenses and no new jobs and a bankrupt company. New Mexico, where oil and gas development has boomed, the order suspending agency lease approvals has put at risk more than 60,000 jobs. $800 million is what they're looking at losing in New Mexico. And as President Obama said, elections have consequences. So that is one of the consequences that we're seeing there from this election. Although, some of us still have some questions in our own minds about how some of the elections took place. I hope that in the trial that the president asks people to read constitutions. Wouldn't that be fun watching in the impeachment trial? If the president's attorneys asked for various people to read sentences of constitutions and see if any of them understand how this goes. But hey, something, we did see that the House of Representatives, they've got nothing better to do. So they walked over to the Senate with their one article of impeachment, which has the consequences of removing the president from office. Oh yeah, he's not in office anymore. So I wonder what the issue is here, even though we know it's another exercise in doing nothing. But the bright side is, if they can keep this trial going for a couple of months, think about how much damage will be saved on our country by Congress doing absolutely nothing. So there is an upside to this whole thing. Moving right along. President Trump did open up the office of the former president. No, not in Washington, D.C., like President Obama did. He didn't buy a house a couple of miles from the Capitol. President Trump did his in Florida. Probably a little smarter than some of the others. He wants out of D.C. Florida's a little warmer. You can actually go out to a restaurant if you'd like to. And moving right along. Hollywood execs. Yeah, you got to love this one. This is another great story. So the Hollywood executives are now getting on their private planes, paying up money. Does anybody remember the college admission scandal? Well, the Hollywood executives now are paying tens of thousands of dollars to jump the line and get their vaccines before they're entitled to. I don't make this stuff up. I just share it with you. So it's fascinating. Irving Azoff, 73. And he's actually eligible to get a vaccine, so I don't know why he would have been jumping the line. But hey, something, his name is in the news report. Well, you got to wonder about some of these folks, right? And more with I forgot this story. I did want to share this one with you because this affects the industry I speak about mostly. How about this one? It's amazing to me what wonders we've been able to see through some of these coronavirus issues. So, are you behind on your rent? That's the question. 10 million people are behind on their rent. 1 in 5 renters have not paid all of their rent. Average person, 4 months behind, $5,600 on average. $57 billion total in back rent. Now, just think about that. $57 billion back rent. What would you be saying if you were a landlord right now? Right? Because the government keeps saying you don't have to pay your rent and the landlord can't evict you. But who's helping out the landlords? I just throw that out there for you. 255 million full-time jobs lost through the pandemic globally. 255 million, 4 times as many as the 2009 financial crisis. Can you believe that? And I don't want to throw any bad news out there, but do you remember what Congress was doing when the China virus was coming to the United States? Yeah, they were busy dealing with another impeachment hoax, but that's what they have to do. They have nothing better to do with their time. They don't want to work for the benefit of the American people, heaven forbid. I got better get on with it. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, do you need to stage your house to sell it in a fast-moving market? We'll talk about it. Why moving may be just the boost you need. And yes, we've got the featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. Yeah, we got that for you as well. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of the show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Trimming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. 1990, the Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, debt consolidation, maybe you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage. Geneva Financial, they've got the programs, even helping you with a down payment on your home. Geneva Financial, give them a call, 800-306-1990. What's going on in the markets then, said the Mortgage Minute. So we'll look and see the Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 7 points. NASDAQ down 3.5 points. S&P 500 down 3.5 points. Looks like a common denominator here, that everything's 3.5 points. The mortgage-backed securities, the 10-year Treasury, that one's flat, 1.038. Mortgage-backed securities are up just a little bit. That's good because that means interest rates are down just a little bit. Case-Shiller Home Price Index tracks the changes in value of residential real estate across the U.S. was reported for the month of November. National Index covers all 9 U.S. Census divisions, reported a 9.5% annual gain in November, up from 8.4% in October. Do you think that's driving this market? Remember, those are median numbers. So don't pay too much attention to them. We talked to you about that yesterday. So what else is going on? Let's see. The Fed begins their 2-day meeting today with their statement to be released tomorrow about 11 o'clock California time. Jerome Powell, Janet Yellen. Do you know what that means, don't you? More spending. It's coming, so just watch out for that one. Let's see. Case-Shiller, I told you about that one. November, 1.4% monthly. 1.8% was the monthly in New York. Interesting right there. Boston 1.4, Tampa 1.4, San Diego 12.3% annual growth, according to Case-Shiller. I like the FHFA process better because that's only dealing with GSE loans, government-sponsored entity loans. They released their house price index, again, measures price appreciation on a single-family home with a conforming loan amount. While you can have $1 million home with a conforming loan amount, the report most likely is representing lower-priced homes where supply is tightest, demand strongest. No surprise that it is even stronger than the Case-Shiller home price, rose 1% in November, up 11% year over year, which is even much higher than the 10.2 reading in the previous report. I think home prices are moving up a bit. So, and we look at the West Coast, Calizuela, the month over month, 1.6%. Interesting numbers right here. Predictions are better from Zillow. That's a good news. I mean, you don't want to pay any attention to Zillow anyway. That's not going to give you much good information. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Geneva, they've got the programs. You just need to make the call. So I posed this question at the end of the last segment. Why would you stage a house when houses are selling pretty quick? I mean, we even had, if you remember, we had Simon Polito on last week or the week before, and we were talking about auctions, non-distressed real estate auctions. Would you need to stage a house for that? If houses, we got a 1.9 month supply. I talked to you about that. Do you need to stage a house? Or you just, open up the front door, right? I mean, that's all you got to do, right? Just open up the front door, put a sign in the yard, and you're going to get 25 offers maybe. So do you need to stage it? Let's ask Kathleen Garito. She's our guest this morning. But, she's going to tell us what we need to because she's a great stager. But why is going to be the question, Kathleen? Why do we need to stage it? I mean, obviously we know you want to stage.
Right.
But why?
Okay, so every time our market kind of hits a peak and it's on fire, I hear less and less agents that really want to stage homes because of the days that they're on the market. My thing is not how quickly it's selling, but how much revenue are we making off that home, and are we getting the multiple offers? If we do a lot of prep on homes to get them before they go on the market, like maybe a month out, 2 months out, doing some minor things such as paint, recarpeting, cleaning, making sure it's absolutely pristine, then once they get it on the market, they're going to get more for that home than if they just threw it on the market. I'm seeing a wide range because I go on the MLS all the time and I want to see in my
Multiple
area.
listing service. We got to back up because some of us are simple people.
Thank you. And I'm seeing some home shots off the phone, and then I'm seeing some homes that took the time to make them look pristine, professional photos, and I'm seeing days on the market, and I'm also looking at what the asking price was and what they received, and I'm noticing that they're trending higher and getting the maximum value out of it. So
that drives me crazy. The thing that I just can't fathom, why in their right mind a consumer would allow or hire a real estate agent that's doing photos from their phone. They probably take a picture of the corner of the wall too.
It so breaks my heart because it's the seller who now has the disadvantage, right? And my whole thing is I actually consulted a lot of homes in December. They got their to-do list done, whether it was painting, repairs. I went through repairs with them. And then we actually came in the first week in January and had the staging done. And then they just thrived. They had their professional photos and they just thrived once they went on the market, and they were on the market and got over asking price because the home looked beautiful and pristine.
It's pretty interesting when you hear about that, because one of the things that we talk about regularly is you really don't need, in my opinion, a realtor to find a home. Right? Most people are finding their homes online, and you really do need a realtor to get you from the time you make a decision on the property till close. It's that contract and negotiations and everything protecting you from point A to point B. It's like hiring an attorney, right? You don't need the attorney for the car accident. You need him to solve the problem after the car accident.
Right.
And with what you're saying, if I'm hearing you correctly, is people that if they find a home and it's real attractive, they look at the pictures online.
Correct.
Right. So if they're dumpy looking pictures of dead weeds and dirty carpet and picture of my family vacation on the wall, that's probably not going to be too exciting to somebody else.
No, because all they see is what they're going to have to fix. So they're already taking the number of that home. Let's say it's 800,000.
It's an interesting concept.
Right? And now it's, 785 because now I got to fix the outside. And then I look on the inside and they there goes your price reduction. If they look pristine and beautiful, regardless, even if it's an older home and you can't redo the countertops because a lot of people don't have that spare money to do that, just by fixing it up and adding some accessories just really shows the bones of that home. We just did a home where the gentleman had hardly any money for staging. It was actually the agent who paid me for 3 hours. We came in there, we decluttered, we used everything he had, which was...
Decluttered, back up a good. Decluttered, what is that all about?
It's taken away all of the personal items and all of the kind of tchotchkes, all of the accessories.
You don't want any of that there?
No, I want to show the bones of the home. I want it to look real clean and very pristine. And you had to see, it felt like the house grew 1,000 square feet larger because we removed some pieces of furniture. And then by taking some of these old antique items and old, artwork and photos, the house looked beautiful. And the house sold within a couple of days.
And that's it. I think that's the key right there. That's the whole idea, is everything is selling right now. So, we talked about this a couple days ago, 1.9 months of inventory on hand, lowest since they've been tracking this. But the question is not, how fast you sell it.
Right.
It's what you get for it.
Correct.
Right. So if you can get that extra 10 or 15 and you're working on the multiplier instead of the subtractor. Right. If you have that really nice house, you might have a bunch of people there saying, okay, well, I'm going to go 5% over, 10% over, 15% over.
Yep.
As opposed to, okay, I got to paint. And if you're like me, you're very, very simple. So I just assume, okay, painting, that means 10,000, and a bathroom, that means 10,000, and a kitchen means 40,000. And I don't know any of these numbers to be accurate, right? Kathleen would know whether I'm even in the ballpark.
No.
But is it right? I'm not.
No.
Exactly. But I'm a simple guy. So when you have a lack of expertise, you just kind of use what you think.
Right.
Right.
And a lot of times too, if clients can't afford to do the painting or they can't afford to do the carpet, what I always recommend to the realtor is, why don't you have a painter come in? Why don't you have a carpet guy come in, give you estimates so that when buyers come in, they actually know what that cost could be. And maybe
so simple people like me would have a better number.
Exactly.
Instead of.
Right. Because we always think painting's 10,000, but it might be 4,000. That's a $6,000 savings.
Right.
You know.
And as a consumer, as the buyer, I'm going to spend a different number on my painting than a seller would.
Correct.
Right. I mean, because I may want it fancy. I may want, a consumer is going to go in there just like in our studio, and you got a real nice, I don't know, I guess it's off-white wall or whatever, the gray wall. I can't tell. Right. But as a homeowner, my wife might talk to Kathleen and say, okay, we're going to do the bottom part this color and the top part that color. I don't even know that stuff, but I don't get a vote in it anyway. Right. So but you're going to want it nicer as the homeowner.
Correct. You'd want nicer carpet versus being the seller. You'd want a nice cost-effective carpet that looks nice, that will last through showings. Basically.
Right. Yeah. I don't care about, does it have a pad? Yes. Good. That's all I care about.
Right.
Right. Versus somebody that wants a good pad for the home that they're going to live in.
Right. Yeah.
Right. You can make junk carpet look decent, but put a good pad under it, and it works much better.
Right.
We're going to talk more with Kathleen Garito when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. Also chat a little bit. What's the difference between an appraisal and a home inspection? Talk about that. And we've got that featured home today, brought to you by myfavouritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there is an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. SLT Home Digest 79564. Find that dream home before someone else does. The digest tells you exactly what your property is thought of by the county recorder. Tells you what the market believes about your property. It's a monthly email that you get. Where else are you going to find out about your property every single month with no intrusions, no salespeople? What's the difference between an appraisal and a home inspection? So if you're planning to buy a home, an appraisal is an important step in the process. It's a professional evaluation of the market value of the home you say you'd like to buy. In most cases, an appraisal is ordered by the lender to confirm or verify the value of the home prior to lending. They're not lending the money to the buyer for the purchase. It's also a different step in the process from a home inspection, which assesses the condition of the home before you finalize the transaction. So here's a couple of items, and I'm going to tell you both of them are important. Home Appraisal, the National Association of Realtors explains, quote, a home purchase is typically the largest investment someone will make. Protect yourself by getting your investment appraised. An appraiser will observe the property, analyze the data, and report their findings to their client. For the typical home purchase transaction, the lender usually orders the appraisal to assist in the lender's decision to provide funds for a mortgage, unquote. When you apply for a mortgage, an unbiased appraisal, which is required by the lender, is the best way to confirm the value of the home based on the sale price. Regardless of what you're willing to pay for a house, you can pay more than the appraisal if you would like. If you'll be using a mortgage to fund your purchase, the appraisal will help make sure the investor doesn't loan you more than what they believe the home is worth. This is especially critical in today's seller's market where low inventory is driving an increase in bidding wars, which can push home prices upward. When sellers are in a strong position like this, they tend to believe they can set whatever price they want for their house under the assumption that competing buyers will be willing to pay more. However, the lender is only going to allow the buyer to borrow. You can pay whatever you want, but they're only going to allow you to borrow based on the value of the home according to the appraiser. Now, I've told you before how you determine what the real value of a home is. The appraiser doesn't fit into the equation. The value of anything is what a willing buyer will pay a willing seller. But the appraiser just tells you, the investor, the bank, what they feel the value is, and that's what they lend on. Home inspection, though, the key difference between an appraisal and an inspection, the simplest terms, a home appraisal determines the value of a home. Home inspection determines the condition of the home. Home inspection is a way to determine the current state, safety, and condition of the home before you finalize the sale. If anything is questionable in the inspected process, like the age of the roof, the state of the air conditioning system, or just about anything else, you as the buyer have the option to discuss and negotiate any potential issues or repairs with the seller before the transaction is final. That's why you need a real estate agent. Remember I told you in the last segment, you don't need a real estate agent to go online and see properties and see all the pictures. You need the real estate agent for the negotiations, for the contracts, to protect you, right? You're out there making a decision on emotion. Real estate agents are making a recommendation to you based on experience. That's why you don't want to go to your mother's best friend's sister's dog's daughter, right? Doesn't work that way. Bottom line, the appraisal and the inspection, both crucial steps when buying a home. You don't need to manage them by yourself. If you want a great appraiser, I can tell you one, Paul Solby. Want a great home inspection? John and Melissa Hammond. Not an issue. You just come to call us at Ron Siegel Radio. We'll give you the names. No, I don't get paid by either one of them. I just know where you get good service and reputable people that'll give you the right answers. That is the the real-time real estate segment, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. Continuing our conversation this morning, Kathleen Garito is in the house. We're talking staging and interior design. In the last segment, we were talking about getting your home ready to sell. So, Kathleen, how early in the process how early should somebody call you to start prepping for the sales process? Are they calling you after they meet a realtor? Are they calling you after they find a new home? Or
You know what? It's all different. So a lot of times a client will contact a realtor maybe 2 or 3 months out because they need some time, or maybe it's before the holidays. And then I love when I can give my clients about 3 months to get the house prepared to sell, because I can come in and tell them what to declutter, what they need to do to enhance it, how we need to make it look beautiful.
It's a long time, Kathleen. I make decisions and say, we're an immediate gratification society. 3 months in advance?
Well, I would say 2 or 3 months, because I know my own personal home is a big investment for me. And I want to make sure if I'm going to put it on the market, I'm going to take the time and make sure it's the best presentation I have of my house. If we're rushing because we have to, then we're going to have to rush within 2 weeks and that happens sometimes, that we have to rush and get the homes prepared. But if sellers can give themselves some time, because they don't realize how much, if they've been in a house 20 years, there's a lot of stuff to go through,
right?
Dump, donate, unpack, pack up, and they don't realize the timeline.
That's a big issue right there. And one of the things that I don't want to gloss over that you just said, because that's the fact of the whole issue is, regardless of the property, it's my castle, right? And it doesn't matter whether it's a $100,000 mobile home out in the middle of Timbuktu, or it's a multi-million-dollar home along the coast, or anything in between. Mine is my castle, right? Whatever that is. And making a snap decision can cost me money.
Could cost you $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. I mean, that's a lot, when you can take that money and either put it more into your retirement, or you can take those monies and dump them into your new property.
So am I better off calling you before I even talk to a realtor?
Yeah, and believe it or not, I have a lot of clients now that are seeing us on Instagram, or they're seeing us on Facebook, and they're calling me ahead of time, and they're actually asking me for realtors that I think would better support them in their market. So I'm able to give out referrals to some of the top agents that I work with.
Which there again brings another great benefit, because most people, I should say, not most of us, I do, but most people, how do we pick a real estate agent? Right? We pick them because we got a scratch pad, or we got a pen left on our doorstep.
Right.
Does that qualify them to do anything beyond hand out scratch pads?
No.
Like, they may be the best agent in the area.
Right.
I know some that do that. They work very, very hard.
Correct.
But I also know some that, something I wouldn't want to sell my neighbor's house, and I wouldn't even sell mine for sure. Right. So you need to be doing that homework and having somebody. I'm assuming that the agents don't share their commission with you. Right. I know they don't with me either.
No.
Right. So if we're telling somebody, an agent to work with, it's because we believe in them.
Correct. Yep.
Right. So it's just another thought. It's another resource. You can do some of the things yourself, but most people don't even know to look for the days on market or the ratio between ask price and sell price. But those are things that you and I understand because we're doing this all the time.
Right. And a lot of times I'll hear from agents, well, they're not going to understand why they have to depersonalize, why it has to look. And my first thing is, what's in the area that's in the market, what's sold in the last 60 days. And if it's a remodeled home and it looks pristine and beautiful, it's a beautiful thing to show your seller that this is where we have to be in order to get that kind of price.
That's our competition.
Yeah.
Right. So the concept here is, if you're thinking about selling, and it doesn't matter, I'm going to suggest, if it's a month out, 3 months out, a year out. Maybe you want to move after the kids get out of school, right? Call Kathleen ahead of time so that you have plenty of time. And it doesn't matter if you use the agent that's recommended or not, right? That's up to you. But the idea is try and get the most for your house, right? I mean, that's
absolutely
the work that's involved. And so tell us just, I don't even know if we have enough time in this set. Well, something we're going to do the next segment. I want to talk to you about what's the cost or the investment in doing this, and what do you see as a return on investment?
Okay.
Right. More about because I don't really care about the cost, right? A lot of people say, well, I don't want to spend any money. Well, if I tell you that I'm going to give you a $100 bill, but you have to give me a $20 bill, you want to do that? We'll talk about that. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. More with Kathleen Garito when we come back. We're going to also talk about an opportunity for you to help some of our brave Marines when we come back. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com, or call today Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and BCAL number 018694452.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Well, welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The featured home segment today being brought to you by myfavouritelender.net. Myfavouritelender.net. They've got our featured home for us. Just go to the website. You can see everything you want to know there. It's a great app you can actually even put right on your phone from My Favorite Lender. 27282 Padilla, Padilla, Mission Viejo. John Perez has this property, 4 bedrooms, 1 full bathroom, 1 3/4 bathroom, single-story home. Fabulous backyard and membership to Lake Mission Viejo. Private enclosed courtyard leading to the front door and side garage door. Entering the home, you're greeted by natural lighting, high ceilings, polished tile flooring throughout. Living room features recessed lighting and exposed wood beam. Maybe got to put some drywall in there. The kitchen features updated cabinets, granite counters, subway tile backsplash. Is that a $5 foot long? I don't understand this stuff. Recessed lighting, stainless steel appliances. The kitchen's a formal dining room that could also be used as a family room. Hey, I want to eat. I don't want a family. Well, maybe I would not say that. John's going to love me when I send him this video. All that, $739,000. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 KMET video feed, you'll see these numbers right there on the screen. 3.5% down. Principal and interest, $27.74. 20% down. Principal and interest, $24.14. 25% down strategically, $21.55. Look at that. APR is 3.37, 2.803, 2.585. If you're keeping score on that, compliance people always are. NMLS 217037. Again, if you want any more details, financing, myfavouritelender.net. You want the property? John Perez, give me a call at 800-306-1990. I'd be happy to put you in touch with them. I think we may have a problem here. I think we figured it out. Got to quit letting the host touch the buttons. Let's get back to our conversation with Kathleen Garito. We're talking about staging. We didn't even get to talking about interior design. We're going to have you come back and talk to us about fixing our property up for pandemic. You know, we got Governor Newsom here where we got to be careful. So we may be stuck in our houses longer. Kathleen has a lot of ideas for that as well. But before the break, I wanted to throw at you, and we didn't have enough time. What you see, and I don't know if there's statistics for everything, and I don't know if you track it or not, but is there any kind of an association type statistic that tells you what the kind of evaluation of staging, as far as what might we be able to see more from the sales price with a staged home versus an unstaged home? Does anybody track anything like that?
They do, but they do it nationally. Okay. So it's a little distorted when you take a look at California's home pricing. And
so we just have to take whatever they say nationally and multiply it by 2.5 or 3.
Somewhat,
right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, a $300,000 median home price nationally, that'll probably get you a 3-car garage here in Calizuela. Mm-hmm. Right. So if we do the 2.5 to 3 times whatever the savings. But do you see, is there a significant number there as a percent?
There's a percentage. I would say, I don't know, 20% maybe. Wow. I mean, a couple of our homes, I had one a little over 30%.
Wow.
Just because of the investment, the painting, the making sure the house was pristine. It was an owner occupied. We had accessorized it, and it got over asking price. And
how do I buy staging? Do I buy furniture? Do I buy consulting time? What am I doing? Am I leasing? Do I go to court and get their what do they have, the weekly special or daily cost or whatever it is?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Because you can do staging, but if you don't have that emotional connection when you walk in. There's a lot of different staging. And sometimes I see homes that are super cold and some of them are warm and inviting. And I think regardless of what the home is, if it's $200,000, $15 million, it should be warm and inviting, and I should feel a connection when I walk in. The beauty of what we do is we do as little as consulting to bringing some things in. We're actually now doing photo shoots, so we'll come in before the photo shoot, bring in some light accessories, stage it, and then they take the photos and the house looks amazing. That's on a nice small budget. We'll do owner occupied, we do vacants, we do just accessorizing. And then I even work with buyers. So when buyers are looking at homes and they don't know what things cost or what they could do, they're hiring me to go look at some homes and share some ideas with them, which is great because a lot of times
people that have no vision like me.
Exactly. So it might be just spraying countertops and adding some quartz to it.
Wait, spraying countertops?
Tops with paint. Not countertops, the cabinet itself.
Wow.
So spraying.
I didn't know people do that. Okay.
Yeah, with paint.
I'm a simple guy, Kathleen. I
know.
I just, my wife does all this stuff and I just get to write the check. That's, she likes it that way.
But if they're old and they're maple or they're oak, if you spray them and then bring in a quartz countertop and a Subway backsplash or some kind of backsplash.
Okay, what the heck is a Subway backsplash? Do you understand? I don't know what a Subway backsplash is.
Think about a brick. Okay?
Okay.
They come in ceramic and they come in glass. They're not all the way, they're flat and they go against the wall. That's Subway. So Subway is, instead of running them all together and the line goes straight down, they're like laid, every other tile is
staggered.
So staggered, yeah. So that's Subway tile.
Okay, so shows what I know, and I'm that's kind of perfect for what we talk about on Ron Siegel Radio, right? Because I'm the first to admit I have no clue about this stuff, right? But that doesn't mean I can't do it, right? You hire somebody that knows exactly what they're doing, who knows what the heck a Subway tile is. I mean, I'm my size, I think about food. So when they talk about a Subway tile, I thought maybe it's multiple sandwiches or something, or wrapping paper. The paper
no.
That's not it.
No.
That's that's the beauty of what we talk about, though, is that all of these things, we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
So I don't know anything about when you talk about making a home warm and inviting. How would you do that? Because I know what I like and I don't like.
Well, here's an example. You go look at model homes, right?
Right.
You'll connect with at least one of them. That's what sells these empty homes that aren't even built yet, is that they have 4 different models. They're all set beautifully. They have every upgrade imaginable.
Right.
And you fall in love with it and you buy something that's they haven't even touched the ground yet, putting concrete down.
Right.
But you're purchasing off of that emotional connection in that model. It's the same thing.
And then I find out that all of the upgrades are going to cost a lot more than what I thought.
Absolutely. Another 100 to 200K and you got that model.
Sure. Big difference.
But it works.
Right. And that so the concept then is, if you've got companies like Pulte and KB and Lion all spending, millions of dollars to get houses looking pristine.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing that because they want to. Like, they're doing it because there's a economic value in doing it.
Oh, absolutely. And then they also have homes that are not going to sell as well as the view homes. We'll actually go in and stage those and flip them. Like, let's say they have 10 homes that they know are not going to sell that well because the lot line's super small, backyard's super small. We'll go in and stage a few. And then as soon as those few sell, we'll flip them into another. So they have a whole methodology. They're selling these 10 that might have just sat there for, I don't know, a year, 6 months, and we're able to flip those within 6 months.
And that just tells the average person, you and me, that, hey, if they can do this, if this is what they're doing,
right,
why shouldn't we?
Right.
Well, we have a couple minutes left. I want to talk a little bit about this event that you're doing. In fact, I just tried to blow up the pictures and I can't see it anyway. So I'll let you tell me about it, because I don't know. I don't understand it. So what, you got a goodie bag.
So in Camp Pendleton, we have 1,000 Marines that are going to be leaving the base and go to the Middle East. And so what myself and Kim Cosby with Casey and Company, she's a gift basket company, we decided that we are going to try to donate over 1,000 bags for these guys. So they have some treats with them that they can take with them as they travel to the Middle East. And that's going to take place in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, so how do we help?
So I'm on Facebook under
Okay.
KG Interior Design, Kathleen Garito. You could contact myself at 949-235-0359 or check us out either on my Instagram, which is KG Inspires, or my Facebook.
KG Inspires.
Yes.
Okay.
Check them out. It has all the information in there, and feel free to give us a call, message me. We would love donations.
So it's donations. Do you want donations? Do you want most? I would assume they're probably not allowing you to collect food from from a non-public type thing, not homemade. My wife can't make cookies for it.
Correct. So what we did, we have a ton of links that they can go and order things off of Amazon or Costco,
Okay.
and then have them sent to us, and then we'll put those treats together sometime next week or the following week before they take off.
Love that idea. I mean, these men and women are out there, so we can. And I say this all the time because those folks are out there. I bloviate on the broadcast every day, and some people like what I have to say, and some people hate what I have to say. But it's these men and women that go out there and put their life on the line that allow us to all have these debates, have a free country. So it's anytime we can say thank you to the men and women of our armed forces. In this case, it happens to be Marines that are deploying. Get involved, help. Right? I mean, you can't do what you do if you're unemployed right now. I understand, but if you're out there making some good money or you're making a buck or two here and there, help out if you can. And we're going to put this information on the Ron Siegel radio page as well. And as always, I ask you set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean who are engineering us today, and of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.